Welcome back, guys. This video I'm going to show you how I'm turning this pile of plywood into a lovely new drawer system for the Land Rover. So we've got a bunch of plywood all cut up into panels. Here we've got some nice 80 kg drawer runners. So let's get started and turn it into a drawer system. So this is the left-hand side unit. I'll take you through my plan in a minute so you understand what that means. So it's 800 deep. The boot is about 850, so it's going to leave about 50 mil at the front because I want to have room to put the power banks and charge stuff and the solar panels in front. So that's the left-hand unit done. So the fridge, this is going to have drawer runners along here. And then this one actually sits in another unit that will stand 750 tall. So this whole unit will pull out and the fridge will sit up to about there. And I think I'm going to do something with the front of this. I think I might put a spice rack or something there. And then the cooker will be on this, which pulls out. The whole 800 mil, but I've got to hold on to it else it will fall off the counter. So the stove will be in here. Let's see that. Stove will be there. I think I'm going to face, I'm not too sure whether to face the fridge opening out or opening that way. Obviously, if I'm in the car and the annex is all up, opening in would be better. So I think I'm going to have the fridge, so it'll open that way. So you can get, so if I'm stood here in the annex, you can get in it. And then the stove will flip up this way. So I've got my camping gas stove is going to be mounted in here permanently. And then I've actually designed, that leaves me in the design, a piece here, which in many pieces down here, everything is labelled. So I know where it goes. So we got this chopped board. My plan is to mount that in there like that. Again, permanently, that will probably be screwed in there permanently. Yes, it does leave room under there. My plan is my chopping board will slide, my actual chopping board will slide underneath that, because there's about probably 30 mil under there, so my chopping board will slide under that, and then that gives me room when this is pulled out to have the stove there and still have a little work surface so I can chop food, put it straight in the stove. So once, I haven't really got drawn down this plan happening, but I've got a rough idea of what I need out of it in my head. So this is the unit so far, and next I'll show you like my idea of what's the plan. Here we have the left cabinet. So this will be the left side, and the drawers are coming on the right side, which I think I'm going to do in a separate video. So at the minute I'm just working out the latch. I have got some latches here. Here's the latch. So you've got a bit of an angled bit where it locks in, and then I'll try and show you with one hand. You push the lever down and that retracts the pin. So the plan is that's going to sit, this is only temporary stuck on with a little bit of glue, but that's going to sit roughly there like that. And then I'm going to put probably a bit of 6mm ply here just to thicken that section up a bit, so that will fit there. And then you'll be able to grab the drawer like this, flick the switch back and pull this drawer out with the bottom one. And with the bottom one, basically the same thing. This is the big drawer, this is the little drawer. I'm going to put a latch there with this piece on there. So when you go to open a drawer, you'll flick the latch up and pull it out. And for this bottom one, because this chopping board piece is going to be here, there's not much to grip on. So I've got a handle, you'll pull the handle, flip the switch, pull the drawer out. and I'll show you it all kind of set up so it's all working now. So you can pull the bottom way out. Obviously it will be latched in, so that will stop that coming out, but that comes all the way out like that. And then you can also pull the whole thing out as well, and then that gives you a full 1.6 meter extension there. So the fridge will sit there, cooker will sit there. We're going to have a light up here, LED light, which will light the fridge up when you open that. So that's this side of the drawer working, and it goes back in really nicely and stows away. The last thing I've got left to do on these is cut these bolts down, which I may change, because on the outside, you see, especially this side's going to be flush against another cabinet, so the bolts I had to get, I'm going to have to cut down, but I couldn't put a nut on the end, so I've used these. These are like a wood nut cert, so it's an M6 thread in there, an Allen head, and then you can screw it into an 8mm hole and it bites the wood. So I've used them here because there's going to be another unit flush against it, which means obviously there wouldn't be a nut there to give you a gap. And here it's not going to be much of a problem because the stove will be there, but I am going to trim the bolt flush with the nut. My only concern is these ones here. Again, I think I'm just going to trim them flush with the nut. I can then take these screws out that are temporarily holding it in, and when I've finished putting all of the bolts in for that drawer on, there'll be one there and one there, similar to this. So I think I'm just going to chop these off. If I don't like them, I can always take it out and put one of them nut certs in. I bought some. These ones are 12mm deep, these are 10mm deep, so these will work a bit better, but that's the plan on that side of things. And as for finish, I'm not too sure what I want to do. I think you're only going to see about that much up if you look through the side windows of the car. So I think what I'm going to do is just paint from there up, paint the top, which will be covered in carpet anyway. And I think I'm going to obviously peel the label off, sand the permanent marker off, and I think I'm going to leave it. I like the plywood look, and I don't mind seeing all these rollers. I think I'm going to leave it as plain plywood and just clear coat it, and then if I do ever have an issue I can paint it black or whatever. But I think I like it. Let me know in the comments what you think a good finish would be, and I'll look through your ideas and see. But I think for now I'm just going to paint that up there black, and then leave it as exposed plywood and see what it looks like in the back of the car. The other thing I'm going to do is, because this is going to disco free, here in the car is a storage bin, so I'm going to cut this hatch out so that you can still access that storage bin. I'll do the same in the drawers the other side, so in an emergency you can still get in there. And then here on a Land Rover Discovery 3 there is a fuse panel. That is access, so I can access the fuse panel still from the inside, so you can pull the drawer out and then you can reach in. Obviously I'll have to move the fridge out of the way, but you can reach in an emergency and get that out. But what I'm going to do is pin the fridge cable here so it can extend in and out with no issues, and then or up here. And then I'm going to have it on a quick disconnect plug so that if I need to get it out, I can just unstrap the straps and then disconnect it. And when the fridge is in place, I'm going to use these style connectors. Now I ordered these and they're way too small, I didn't read the description. So I've got some bigger ones on the way. Basically, what I'm going to do is mount one there, like that. And then another one there wherever the fridge sits, and bolt that through, and that's a strap around the fridge handles there and there, so that'll be your quick disconnect. So you can reach around here, undo the ratchet strap, reach there, the fridge will come out, and you just quick disconnect the plug. That's the plan to strap it down. So yeah, that's the part 1 of the drawer build done. The next part, because they're going to get long if I do them in one big video, is going to be the 2 drawer builds. And what I will do is then I'll do a third video on the electrics and finishing, or do 1 video finishing, 1 on the electrics, we'll see. But let me know in the comments about paint schemes, and if you have any ideas on the drawers. It's glued and screwed, nice and solid, and I will see you in the next video.